Hello everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome, and I'm coming at you guys with a video that I should have made a couple of days ago, but there was just so much going on, I didn't have the time. But today we're going to talk about a tag video. It was created by a YouTuber named BooksOverLooks, and I was tagged by my very good friend, fellow YouTuber, and now official pop collector, Sara Crawford. I will leave a link to both of these channels below, and when you do check out Sara Crawford's channel, please take a look at her playlist called the Friday 5. If you are someone who participates in Top 5 Wednesday, this is very similar, but it revolves around music. We have been doing this since the summer, and it is fantastic. We definitely need more people on board. So today's tag is the You Are What You Media tag, and I felt with the year coming to an end, it would definitely be a good way to disclose a couple of my influences. So, we're not going to make this a very lengthy video because there's just so much to do and not enough time to do it, so I'm just going to be talking about various medias and the top 3 most influential and why. The first one is 3 influential books. I am going to mention The Chocolate War by Robert Cremiere, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling, and The Dark Knight Returns, which is a graphic novel that was done by the great Frank Miller. Why are these 3 so influential to me? Well, Robert Cremiere's book, The Chocolate War, basically was the first time I ever saw someone truly wonder if he should do the right thing or not necessarily do the right thing and just go his own way. And I appreciate that because it was something that really held up towards individuality. The Dark Knight Returns was something that was amazing to me because as a Batman fan, it was great to see how a industry such as comic books had such a crazy strict code, and that Frank Miller went and did the impossible by showing us things that we had never seen superheroes do before. And Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is because this is something that pretty much got me into so much reading. When I was younger, was not really the biggest reader, and I could never really find a book or a book series or even a genre that really interested me. But Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone really opened up my imagination, and I felt that science fiction and fantasy was really the place for me to go, and I've read so many amazing books. I do still step outside of that circle. Right now I'm in the middle of the Stieg Larsson Millennium Trilogy. I'm on the final book, but the next series that I will be reading is the Lunar Chronicles. The next topic is music, and I will have to say that my 3 most influential are the Beatles, Green Day, and Dream Theater. The Beatles I was introduced to when I was 5 years old, and when I was 6 I knew all of the names of the Beatles, first and last, and I loved all of the music that came from the 1960s and 70s. Green Day because for a while I was kind of stuck in the past and wasn't really with it with everybody else, and so Green Day was pretty much who opened me up to current music that was going on, and in the 90s when grunge was the #1 thing, it was pretty awesome. Learned about bands like Pearl Jam, Nirvana, etc. And then I kind of backtracked and I started really exploring everything in the world of music. Went to classic rock, went to a little bit of old school hip hop, went to heavy metal, and now one of my most recent discoveries in the past couple of years has been dance and trance. So that's pretty much what Green Day did. And Dream Theater, which I love so much because they are a band that can pretty much do everything and anything. There was a famous cartoon series done by Jim Mathers, who does Foamy the Squirrel on illwillpress.com, that said Dream Theater is the band that manages to put every single note known to man into every single song. There's no other way that I can explain Dream Theater. I've done a documentary on them. This is a band that you haven't listened to. If you want to hear something truly amazing in regards to music, Dream Theater is the way to go. The next one is television series, and I'm going to give that to Reading Rainbow, Animaniacs, and The Simpsons. Reading Rainbow because it was an amazing thing in the 1980s when everything was really starting to give way to television, music, and technologies that LeVar Burton decided there is still a way that kids should be picking up books and having their imaginations run wild through the power of books. Animaniacs because this was a kid show that was just as great for adults. I watched it when I was a kid and I thought that Steven Spielberg did an amazing job with Yakko, Wacko, and Dot and all the other characters on the show, but when I actually went out and bought the entire series, I have the entire series on DVD, and rewatched the show as an adult, I really saw how brilliant it was, even though I loved it when I was a kid. And The Simpsons because My goodness, what have The Simpsons not done? And the craziest thing is they just keep finding new things to do. 26 seasons. That's amazing. And a full-length feature film. Homer, Marge, Lisa, Bart, and Maggie are icons. I love them. Even though I may not watch the series anymore when it's on television, I do have all the seasons that are available on DVD. I hope that they decide to stop this whole bullcrap with we're going to stream them from now on and continue to create the series on DVD releases. I love The Simpsons so much. The next category is movies. Well, I've mentioned these movies so many times. I'll link my 10 for 12 video like I did in my Q&A. Back to the Future, Star Wars, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Those were the top 3 movies that changed my life. I can't really go any further, but Back to the Future introduced me to a hero that is not necessarily perfect, and just a great story to go along with it. Star Wars is Star Wars, the great space opera that pretty much gave me an understanding of film and really appreciated it. And Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because this is one of the funnest movies I have ever seen, and I'm so glad that I have seen all 3 of them. And the final one is social media. I don't really know how anyone wants to interpret this, but I'm just going to go with 3 social media venues that pretty much impacted me. I'm going to go with America Online, I'm going to go with Facebook, and I'm going to go with LinkedIn. I'm going with America Online because that was basically the internet for me. I started with AOL 2.5. It really got me to see the world in a whole new light, realize that you could discover any bit of information in an instance. Also, believe it or not, thanks to chat rooms and instant messaging, I managed to really develop my typing skills. And thanks to something like Instant Messenger, it also really helped me create a persona on the internet. And of course, Facebook, how could you not say anything bad about Facebook? So many people think that it is an addiction, but that was something that allowed me to really create my own image on the internet even more. I get to communicate with so many people, and thanks to Facebook, I am connecting with so many people in the YouTube community. And finally, when it comes to social media, when we talk about LinkedIn, well, that really shows my professional side, and I really appreciate listing all of my accomplishments and really giving my professional self out to the world, and it is probably one of the most powerful social media tools when it comes to the real world and getting a job. So if you do not use LinkedIn as often as you think you should, believe me, I can give you a lot of reasons why LinkedIn is a very influential piece of social media. And that's it, everybody. Thank you much for watching the You Are What You Media tag, and now I'm going to tag a couple of people. I am unsure if any of these people have done this, but they're going to get tagged one way or another. And I'm going to tag Bree from Bree's Books, my friend Graham over at Man vs. Film, and Claire Quigley. So, Claire, Bree, and Graham over at Man vs. Film, you've all been tagged. Thank you very much, Sarah, for tagging me. Please check out her channel in the Friday 5, and I'll see you in the next tag video. Actions speak louder than words.